Hey there, science fans. Bill Nye here, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of brain chemicals. Specifically, we're talking about dopamine. Now, dopamine is what we call a neurotransmitter. Think of it like your brain's own personal texting system. When you have a thought or take an action, your brain cells send messages to each other. Dopamine is one of the messengers that carries these important signals. It's responsible for communication between neurons, those amazing cells that make up your nervous system. Without dopamine, our brains would be like a phone with a dead battery. No signal. So what kind of messages does dopamine carry? Well, it's involved in a wide range of brain functions, from how you move to how you feel. It plays a key role in motivation, pleasure, reward, and even addiction. Let's just say dopamine is one busy chemical. When you achieve something like finishing a project or winning a game, dopamine gives you that rush of satisfaction. It's also why you feel pleasure when you eat your favorite food. And when you exercise, dopamine helps you feel that post-workout high. Learning something new, dopamine is there, helping you stay focused and engaged. But it's not all good news. Dopamine is also involved in addiction, making it hard to break bad habits. Scientists are constantly studying dopamine to understand its complex role in our brains. Balancing dopamine levels is crucial for mental health and well-being. So take care of your brain and keep those dopamine levels in check. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the brain's chemical messengers. Stay curious, science fans. One of dopamine's most important jobs is regulating your mood. Ever feel a surge of happiness after accomplishing a goal? That's dopamine giving you a well-deserved high five. It's also involved in feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. But dopamine is more than just a feel-good chemical. It's a key player in motivation and drive. When you anticipate something rewarding, like a delicious slice of pizza, your brain releases dopamine. This surge of dopamine motivates you to actually go get that pizza. And that's not all. Dopamine is essential for cognitive functions like learning, memory, and focus. It also helps control your movements, ensuring you can walk, talk, and dance like nobody's watching, even if they are. Now, you might be wondering, how can I get more of this awesome dopamine? Well, the good news is that you can naturally boost your dopamine levels through some simple lifestyle changes. First up, let's talk about food. Eating a healthy, balanced diet can make a big difference. Foods rich in tyrosine, an amino acid that helps produce dopamine, are like rocket fuel for your brain. Think lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy products, nuts, and seeds.
But it's not just about what you eat. It's also about how you live. Regular exercise, getting enough sleep, listening to music you love, and spending time in nature have all been shown to increase dopamine levels. And here's a bonus tip. Meditation and acts of kindness can also give your dopamine a boost.
Okay, so we've established that dopamine is pretty amazing, but like with most things in life, too much of a good thing can be a problem. Excess dopamine can lead to a range of side effects, from anxiety and insomnia to addiction and even psychosis. You see, our brains are wired to seek out pleasure and reward. When we engage in activities that release dopamine, like gambling or using drugs, our brains get flooded with this feel-good chemical. Over time, this can lead to tolerance and dependence, meaning we need more and more of the substance or activity to get the same dopamine rush.
That's why it's crucial to maintain a healthy balance of dopamine. Think of it like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Not too much, not too little, but just right.
Section 5. Who might benefit from a dopamine boost? Now, you might be wondering, do I need to boost my dopamine levels? Well, that depends. Dopamine is a crucial neurotransmitter that plays a significant role in how we feel pleasure, think, and plan. It helps us strive, focus, and find things interesting.
Certain individuals may benefit from increasing their dopamine levels, especially those with conditions like Parkinson's disease, ADHD, and depression. These conditions are often linked to dopamine deficiencies, which can significantly impact daily life and overall well-being. Parkinson's disease, for example, is characterized by a loss of dopamine-producing cells in the brain. This loss leads to symptoms such as tremors, stiffness, and difficulty with movement. Medications that increase dopamine levels can help manage symptoms like tremors and stiffness, improving the quality of life for those affected.
Similarly, individuals with ADHD often have lower levels of dopamine in certain areas of the brain. This deficiency can lead to challenges with focus, attention, and impulse control. Medications that boost dopamine can improve focus and attention, helping individuals with ADHD to better manage their symptoms and improve their daily functioning.
However, it's important to note that self-treating with dopamine-boosting supplements or medications is never a good idea. Misuse can lead to serious health issues, including dependency and adverse side effects. If you're concerned about your dopamine levels or think you might benefit from treatment, it's essential to consult with a healthcare professional. They can provide a proper diagnosis and recommend a treatment plan tailored to your specific needs, ensuring safe and effective management of your condition.
Section 6. When dopamine enhancement might not be ideal. While boosting dopamine can be beneficial for some, it's not for everyone.
People with certain conditions, like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, may experience a worsening of symptoms with increased dopamine levels. Schizophrenia, for example, is thought to be partially caused by an overactive dopamine system. Medications that block dopamine receptors are often used to manage hallucinations and delusions.
Similarly, individuals with bipolar disorder may experience mania or hypomania with increased dopamine activity.
It's crucial to remember that every brain is unique. What works for one person may not work for another, and in some cases, it could even be harmful. Always talk to your doctor before making any changes to your treatment plan or taking any new supplements.
Section 7. Dopamine's role in reward and survival. Let's go back in time for a moment, shall we? Way back to our early ancestors roaming the savannas, dopamine played a crucial role in their survival. When our ancestors found food or a mate, their brains released dopamine, reinforcing those behaviors as essential for survival. This reward system, driven by dopamine, ensured that our ancestors repeated actions that increased their chances of survival and reproduction. Fast forward to today, and this ancient system is still very much alive and kicking in our modern brains. We experience that same dopamine rush when we achieve a goal, eat a delicious meal, or connect with loved ones. It's our brain's way of saying, yes, do that again. Pretty cool, huh? Section 8, the dopamine addiction connection. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, addiction. Unfortunately, our brain's reward system, so finely tuned for survival, can be hijacked by addictive substances and behaviors. Drugs like cocaine and heroin, for example, flood the brain with dopamine, producing an intense and pleasurable high. Over time, however, the brain adapts to this dopamine overload, leading to tolerance and dependence. This means that addicts need more and more of the drug to achieve the same effect. This cycle of addiction can have devastating consequences for individuals, families, and communities.
Understanding dopamine's role in addiction is crucial for developing effective prevention and treatment strategies. By addressing the underlying neurobiology of addiction, we can work towards breaking the cycle and helping individuals reclaim their lives.
Section 9. Balancing act, maintaining healthy dopamine levels. So, how do we keep our dopamine levels in check and avoid the pitfalls of excess or deficiency? It's all about balance, folks. Just like we strive for balance in our diets, relationships, and work-life integration, finding that sweet spot for dopamine is key. Incorporating those healthy habits we talked about earlier can go a long way in maintaining healthy dopamine levels.
Eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, and managing stress are all essential for overall well-being, including our dopamine balance.
And remember, if you're concerned about your dopamine levels or think you might be struggling with addiction, don't hesitate to reach out for help. There are resources available, and you don't have to go through this alone.
Section 10. Dopamine, a key player in a complex system. As we've learned today, dopamine is a fascinating and complex neurotransmitter that plays a vital role in many aspects of our lives, from our mood and motivation to our movements and even our survival. This tiny molecule is responsible for the feelings of pleasure we experience when we achieve something significant, and it also helps us stay motivated to pursue our goals and dreams. It's a key player in our brain's intricate reward system, driving us to seek out pleasure and avoid pain. This system is essential for our survival as it encourages behaviors that are beneficial to us and discourages those that might harm us. But like any complex system, balance is key. Maintaining the right levels of dopamine is crucial for our overall well-being. Too much or too little dopamine can have significant consequences for our physical and mental health. An imbalance can lead to conditions such as depression, anxiety, and even Parkinson's disease. By understanding the delicate dance of dopamine in our brains, we can make informed choices that support our overall well-being. This includes engaging in activities that naturally boost dopamine levels, such as exercise, healthy eating, and pursuing hobbies that bring us joy. So the next time you feel a surge of happiness after accomplishing a goal, remember to thank dopamine, that tiny but mighty chemical messenger working tirelessly behind the scenes. It's the unsung hero that helps us experience the highs of life. Keep those brains curious, everyone. Continue to explore, learn and grow, and let dopamine be your guide on this incredible journey of life.